back to another episode of Intermission. I'm one of your hosts, Howard Edwards. You can find me at Howard_Jerome on Instagram and Howard Jerome on Facebook. That actually might be switched. And with me, we got the illustrious Erlene here today.
Illustrious. Hey, how you doing? It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been. I feel like a month or so.
It's been like a month or so. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook as Shall We Proceed podcast. I'm not trying to plug my own.
Go ahead and plug it.
Plugging my own shit.
Especially because I'll be on there next week.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Shall We Proceed, or personally at Erlene Mango. I've missed you, man.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
How's everything been going?
Shit, life is fucking happening.
Oh, yeah. Hit 1,000 views on that one episode.
Hey!
Yeah.
No,
In like
1,200.
In an hour?
I hit 1,000 views within 3 hours, and I'm at 1,200 views right now.
Shit,
I'm something like a pimp. I tell people all the time I'm something like a pimp.
Something
like a pimp.
It
was a good show though.
Yeah,
you gotta push your shit, man. You gotta push your shit. I like to,
Yeah,
I'm proud of it though.
Damn, my forehead is shiny.
It's because it's big. Still all love though. All love. We could put a movie.
Okay, I see this show.
No, let's not have it. We've been doing well.
Yeah.
But no, I'm good. You're good.
Yeah.
You enjoying your summer so far?
Yeah, try not to die out there in this heat.
I saw your post on Instagram, 108, and I think it was like that yesterday also.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's why I think we're going to have a major storm because of the way this heat is.
We're about to because there's forms, we're not a weather show, but there's storms forming in the Gulf apparently, and they've been telling everybody to fill their cars up with gas.
New Orleans was flooded today already, around 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah,
so y'all prepare yourselves for some storms this weekend. Gas, water, non-perishable items.
Make
be
sure
ready.
Netflix and anything that you want to download, because man, if it gets bad like that, damn, it's a lot of TV to watch though.
Yeah. Some good shit, some good stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's on Facebook Live with us. What's up, Jarvis? Too bad you are not here, man. I know you got some insights you want to share with us on Stranger Things, because holy shit, man, that show's crazy.
I'm so scared to start it because I know it's going to be consuming. And I don't think I'm mentally ready for the consumption just yet.
I'll tell you what, man, and we're going to get a little bit into it more in the show. I actually have not finished the season yet. I've been kind of taking it of Stranger Things. I've been really, really slow playing it. I've been taking one episode at a time. Jada's been trying to get me to watch Queen of the South.
I started that.
That's not bad.
I'm a newbie to it, and I'm so mad I started so late, but it's so good. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
I like it. So
good stuff.
But yeah, so we got a few things going on in movie news. Stranger Things, speaking of them, actually broke all kinds of Netflix records. And
Not
I think
surprised.
It was over. I forgot the exact.
I think he's at 4.2 million. No,
48.2 million
yes.
in 4 days. With
Yeah.
I think it was something like 13.8 million households finished it in the first couple of
18
days. So 18.
Yes,
Crazy numbers.
Crazy. But with that hype like that, we've seen shows have that great hype, and then how do they finish? Because it's rumored that after season 4 they're done.
But that might be a good thing.
Because a show like this shouldn't go past.
Kind of fell off for Stranger Things. I wasn't a huge fan of Stranger Things 2, the season 2, and it felt like it kind of got in the weeds with it. Felt a lot like It to me a little bit, especially with old boy who's on both movies. What's his name? Wolfhard.
Yes, I didn't like. I was mad that they killed off Samwise. But I think
Spectacular death though.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, he dies well. But for Eleven's backstory, just a little bit of that whole. The other people and the kids, I just felt that dragged out a little too long.
Yeah, I felt like they were just kind of.
Let's continue with the upside down place.
Like
it was
do
a filler.
anime, just like throw in some extra.
But that's probably
stuff.
why I haven't watched this season yet. This season is so spectacular because they gave you that kind of filler for this type of explosion, and I think they have new characters they introduced also into this season, so I'm excited to start it.
Yeah, definitely. We got a little bit more of that later on this episode. They definitely did a better job this season. We got a few movies up and coming that I'm pretty pumped about. Lion King taking on sale, and holy shit, many good things coming out from that. I think they had the premiere a few days ago. I've been hearing there's some pretty good things coming out of there.
And I love the promo photos they had with every character with their actual animal character lined up. It's beautiful.
You notice they didn't have James Earl Jones though.
I know. I don't know
I don't know
why.
what that was about.
I don't know
we
why.
know he's alive and kicking.
Yeah, but maybe he's just like, I'm not doing that shit. I'm here doing it again. Just to be able to have him do it again and probably sound just as crisp and as and amazing. It's just a blessing in itself, because we would not want to see this movie if it did not have him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't care how great we need James Earl Jones. You need his voice.
That's kind of how I feel about the guy who's playing Scar. Jeremy Irons had such a great voiceover for that.
That's probably why they went English again with him.
Yeah, but I mean,
Jeremy Irons is a great actor.
He's got that really like
sinister
sound. Yeah, and really grisly. So, and I always forget his name, but I know he was in Doctor Strange. His voice doesn't really have that kind of like.
I can't pronounce his name. Who's playing Scar now? I can't pronounce his name. I like him though.
No, he's a great actor for sure.
Like
I just don't know if. I'm really cautious to see how that's going to be. Cautiously optimistic, I guess. But and of course, they got Beyonce dropped her single for that. So
I'm just glad, and I think Chance also has a single out for it as well.
He also has a surprise role in the movie, apparently.
Listen, Beehive, don't attack me. I'm not here for this. But I'm glad, because you remember her character really doesn't have much to say in the cartoon either. You know what I mean? The girlfriend doesn't really have. I mean, she has things to say, but not as much.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy about that. I can only take so much of her voice. Hey, don't listen. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying.
I've never heard anybody say that before.
Okay. Well, I'm the first.
I'm just saying you might want to be careful, because
I'm going to get attacked.
Oh,
I'm probably going to get death threats.
You might lose a lot of views for your show, man. You don't do this right before I'm supposed to be on there.
I apologize, but I can't redact what I just said. We're live.
So what else is going on? Did you see anything interesting that grabbed your eye this week? I got to pull this around a show. I totally forgot what else.
I've been watching Handmaid's Tale. I've been watching that one by one. That's some phenomenal. If you're not watching that, something's wrong with you.
I've only seen one episode of that.
It's intense. It's really intense. It really mirrors what you think the world's going to go through right now. I rewatched Alita.
Battle Angel?
Yeah, I still hate it.
I haven't heard anything good about it. I never saw it.
I said it last time I was on here. It wasn't great. The imagery was great. I watched it again to make sure I was really being fair.
Yeah.
No. But I haven't watched anything besides that, man. I've just been reading and doing other stuff. So,
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Yeah, these last couple of weeks have been pretty slow. I mean, and I think it's kind of for the build-up for the second half of the summer. We got so many great movies that are coming out. And then a few dropping out that I didn't even know were coming out. We got some trailers for you guys later today. There was one announcement that Sarah Paulson is not returning for this season of American Horror Story.
I can understand that. She's been doing it since season 2, or did she make an appearance in season 1 also? But she's been on there. Looks like the guy. It can be exhausting, and they always talk about how every season more and more intense and drawing. And she's been doing a lot of other Hollywood roles. So kudos to her, amping her game up and being pretty much wanted in Hollywood. But that particular show, as great as I love American Horror Story, can be exhausting.
See, that's what she was saying too, and trying to switch back and forth between these different roles. She said sometimes it's hard to go to the next thing without carrying some of that that character with you. And I can believe that, especially after I've only seen one full season, but she played in the cult one.
The Coven.
No, the cult one, when she ends up becoming like president.
Yeah, that shit.
That was wild.
And that's the one. Was he in that one? I can't remember his name. He left after that one. He's like, I can't do it anymore. They said he was so consumed with the role, and he's so good though.
Yeah,
he's so good. But I can understand, and it kind of plays into Heath Ledger passing away and how he said when he did Joker, he still carried that character with him for a very long time, just being that crazy type of thing. So actors have to get into that role. I can see it being exhausting. I couldn't do it.
And that's one of those things though you have to really appreciate about someone who is a really, really great character actor or actress, because they immerse themselves and literally become someone else.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like you start having these thoughts, and it's like, that's not who I am and all that. So I mean, it's a really
questioning yourself.
Thing. Yeah,
questioning
interesting
yourself.
psyche to get into.
And that's why a lot of them do off-color, maybe not as mainstream stuff, just to kind of
balance it out.
You got to. You have to balance it out.
Makes you almost wonder if they pick shitty roles just to.
I think so.
Like wipe the palette.
I would.
Almost.
I would pick some shitty shit.
Oh man.
Pick some shitty shit. Yeah.
Just to keep your sanity, right?
Keep your sanity. It's all important.
You guys may let me know that Final Fantasy 9. I mean, not Final Fantasy. Fast and the Furious 9 is starting filming.
They're filming right now. They're in. I want to say this is week 3 of filming, and I want to say they're in South America. I could be wrong, but they're out of the country filming. And Vin Diesel, I follow him on IG, and he's been putting up videos of him, Michelle, and Tyrese, and
which is hilarious. Tyrese is still going to be on.
Just
there.
keep his mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? He needs the check. He needs the paycheck. I'm not trying to be mean. He needs the paycheck.
Man, he's been quiet, so he's.
Yeah, May 22nd, 2020. Yeah. I mean, it's literally around the corner.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Just like I'm excited about Hobbs and Shaw.
John Cena's gonna be in it too? Oh hell yeah!
And you love you some John Cena.
Man, this is gonna be crazy. You got The Rock, John Cena, Vin Diesel.
Well, The Rock is not going to be in Fast 9. I don't think.
Not?
I don't think so, man.
Are you sure?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think he's gonna be in it.
What's up, Clinton? Well, he just called me out by my middle name.
He did.
Oh man.
Oh, that's your middle name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good info for next week.
There you go. Info for next week. How would you use that?
He's not?
Oh, damn, that's a disappointment. So, I mean, I'm calling it now, though. I think Shaw and Hobbs is going to be way better than all the other ones.
But aren't they still doing some filming on Shaw and Hobbs right now? Because if they're right now working on Fast 9, and he finished, so he did Fast 9. He did Hobbs and Shaw, and he did Jumanji. There's no time in his schedule to do.
And he's got Jumanji 2 coming up.
Yeah. So there's no room. Have you seen the trailer for that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, off topic, but on topic, Jumanji 2 is going to have Danny DeVito and Danny Glover in it.
Oh, shit.
And DeVito's playing the dude who plays him, the grandfather, right? And I think Danny Glover's just like a friend who's at the house. And so I guess the guy's like, we haven't been the same since after we came back. I think he's trying to, you showed it last week? My bad. Still gonna talk about it. So he tries to fix cause they broke the game, right?
Yeah.
So he's trying to fix it, and it's not fixed right. So he gets back put in the game, but now his grandfather and Danny DeVito's in the game. So Chris Rock is now Jack Black. No, I'm sorry. What's his name? Kevin Hart is Jack Black in Jack Black's body.
Yeah.
And the girl's still in her girl body, but the grandfather is now The Rock. And Danny Glover is now the who was Kevin Hart.
Yeah. Oh, damn. This movie sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're doing voices.
Did you like the new Jumanji?
I did.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I did. I liked it. I
think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah. I did.
It's funny because Clinton can't talk shit this week to Marcus.
He can't.
But yeah, so there's all of that. But so jumping into Stranger Things, we got a really short episode for you guys this week because there's not much going on.
Nah, not much going on.
But so I gave it a quick look, and I watched the first 2 episodes, and I gotta say, so far, I know Jarvis made a comment on here that he's both excited and disappointed about how the show went, but I gotta say, it feels like they're kind of trying to get back to how the story was in season 1, because with season 2, I felt like it was kind of all over the place. There was a lot of like extra details, and you mentioned it with her backstory and all that being there. That I honestly forgot. I don't really remember what happened in season 2. And I forget. And when they did that whole, I watched a YouTube video where they just did a quick run through of all the highlights. I forgot they had that big old thing where she had to close the portal and all that.
Yeah,
shit. I forgot all about that. Yeah. I don't know. It was a lot of side stuff that kind of got distracting. But
the most interesting thing was having the dude I keep calling him Sam Weiss. I don't care. I liked having him because he's a good actor in my opinion. He's that good filler person, and I liked adding that girl and her brother and the dynamic, even though. It really wasn't needed. And I liked how they gave you more backstory on these things and how they've known about them for a long, long time. Other than that, and her and the cop, living off the grid and stuff like that, other than that, it really wasn't a great season, but you needed it to get to where you are right now. So
yeah,
to me, her performance in season 2 reminded me of her performance in Godzilla.
Who's?
The 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Forgettable.
Yeah.
What's crazy though is that Netflix reported there was like a huge increase in their subscription base once they released this. So definitely you can tell there's a lot of people who were interested in rewatching this season. And it's crazy. I heard something today that you remember that movie that Netflix did, Triple Frontier, with like Brad Pitt and all them.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they lost a shit ton of money on that movie.
Really?
They spent like $150 million making that movie.
Jesus.
And I mean, I was looking at some reviews of it. I never watched. I wasn't really interested in seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched saw some reviews today about it, and people were just like shitting on the movie. So I think they're about to start scaling back on how much money they spend on these shows, because you can tell from Stranger Things they had a huge
huge budget.
I mean,
well, you know, Bright kind of helped them out. You know, when you had Bright, it helped you. It helped it out. Bright helped them. AO helped. I think Sense8 came out way too soon. I think Sense8 came out now, it got another season. Cause I love Sense8.
Did you like Bright?
I liked Bright.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Bright. And look, Adam Sandler has a movie out right now with Jennifer Aniston on Netflix.
That movie is kind of funny.
It is, right?
I watched the first half. I fell asleep. I was watching it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, I go to Netflix now just to see what's
funny.
going on. So they have good stuff, but I can see where too much money is spent on one thing and not something else. And a lot of specials now going out. A lot of specials.
$250 million. That's how much they spent on Triple Frontier.
See, that could have been distributed somewhere else.
Crazy.
See, that could have been distributed.
That is a lot
of
money.
So that tells me they were just trying to figure out what they have, what they're trying to do with it. Like, you get Brad Pitt. Oh my God, here you go. Brad Pitt's not always gonna make you a big draw.
No.
You know, so now I think they're not the movie business. They're rerun business.
They had something too where they had like the movie play at a movie theater one day or something. And I mean, one of the things I think they need to start trying to get back to like kind of their roots, because it seems like they're trying to spread themselves too thin. They're trying to dominate the comedy side. They're trying to come out with these big blockbuster type movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to have all the best TV series and buy up all like the syndicated stuff. It almost seems like they're just doing too many things at once, and it's coming out mediocre.
Well, like Clinton saying on Facebook Live, do you think Netflix is on their last leg with NBC and HBO taking their shows back? I don't think so, because at the end of the day, few people really wanted. HBO is still part of a package where you get a little HBO Go, whatever. Mm-hmm. There's too much stuff on Netflix. You want to see reruns, all those things. You get emails. Netflix is not going anywhere anytime soon, but I think they will scale back on putting that money out there on those big ticket actors like that and just be reasonable.
I don't think it'll be as dominant as it is now, because when you look at like the stats for like stream shows and all that, most of their highest stream shows are shows they licensed out. And so I think what they're trying to figure out now is how they're gonna like finding some more cornerstone material to prop up their subscriptions on. Like, I mean, just look at what Stranger Things came back. They got back several million more subscribers, but they don't. What else do they have that's their own content that is still quality and is still producing that kind of.
I wish they'd get back into producing, like when they have the categories of horror and all those things, those little blue but really good movies they have. There's a lot on Netflix right now, and I'll have to send the list out to y'all one day that has like, what's that guy, Balducci dude from, I don't know, but there's a lot of like horror, apocalyptic movies, all these things. I'm probably saying it. I don't know people's names.
He has big old eyes.
Yeah, and a nose, and he played in like
a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
Yes, and he was in Devil Wears Prada and all those things. There's a lot of great
Crazy Eyes, right? He's like really
not
crazy.
him, but he has some stuff on there. I'm saying Netflix have some great. I prefer Netflix over Hulu because you get everything out there at one time. I hate that you're making me wait like it's a TV show.
I kind of like it though.
Let me binge, man. Let me binge.
I like having the option to binge, and that's kind of where I kind of teeter back and forth. But the thing that I like about Hulu is that they have a lot of like, I don't ever go browse their stuff as much as I do with Netflix, but every time I do, I'm always surprised to find like some movie that I've been wanting to see on there or something like that. So, and it could just be the novelty of not browsing it as much as I do Netflix, but I definitely use Hulu for things different than I use for Netflix.
What I will say that I like about Hulu, they have great BBC shows. I'm a BBC person. I do. What did you do?
Nothing. No, I didn't do anything.
Now I love BBC. I do. They have good. And
I wish Marcus was here because that was cool, like an easy joke right there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So I love BBC stuff, and also I'm a big Amazon Prime shows too. So
I love Amazon Prime now.
I'm telling, streaming is the way to go, and it's making me now not even go to the movies every week like I used to. So.
Yeah. Clinton, thank you, bro. Oh, so there is something that I wanted to talk about that he brought up, and that's that they released the Mulan trailer.
Yeah,
the teaser trailer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not impressed.
Not impressed at all.
Not impressed.
Not at all.
I haven't. So, one of Jada's favorite movies is Mulan.
So you have to watch it.
I have never seen Mulan all the way through,
What
and I
the
watched
shit?
the first half of it. Right.
Jada, did you beat him up for that information?
Anyways, so I watched the first half of it with her, I think last week or the week before. Really good movie.
It is.
My first questions were, is it like this movie doesn't feel like the Mulan that they did because her hair is not short. They have her kind of. There's no Mushu. That was the first thing I picked up.
No Mushu? Yeah.
I didn't see any Mushu. They got rid of like the guy who's the general, who's supposed to be her love interest and all that.
Do you think they're trying to wash it down because of people, all this tender, society that we're in right now, that you can't say certain things, do certain things. That's why I tell people, movies that we liked back in the day, like Coming to America, will not work right now because what we found funny. You know what I mean? What we liked, so.
I think that's exactly why there's a lot of things, because they're treading the line of trying to be very, very traditional for that time period without making it seem like a caricature, and I get that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's certain aspects of that movie we want to see, like for instance, part of that culture was their gender identities. We don't see that she cuts her hair off in Mulan like she didn't.
Maybe they will.
The army.
Maybe they will.
But they have battle scenes with her with long hair.
Yeah, they may have to go back and reshoot that because she has to cut her hair.
Yeah, I mean that's.
We need some Mushu, man. So.
Or just recreate the movie and just make a whole new movie.
That would not sit well with people.
No, instead of having it be Mulan, just
they're not going to do it because you get away with making this movie because it's Mulan. If you made a movie right now with the whole stereotypical thing, people would not want to deal with it.
What would be the problem of it being a period piece?
Because people don't want to watch period pieces.
But Netflix is coming out with a period piece.
It works for Netflix, though.
It works for a lot of things. HBO has period pieces, too.
Yeah, but I think
Chernobyl's kind of a period piece.
I think folks who go to the movies now are just so wham, bam, let me get it, let me do it.
Quentin Tarantino had a period piece a couple years ago. Hateful Eight, that was a period piece.
I loved it, man.
Period piece.
But it was funny. It was different.
Yeah.
It's a period piece, but it's different. Quentin Tarantino can do that. Everything he does is a period piece. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, of course.
That's all he does. But it's different. And that got mixed reviews. That's different.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that, but that was more so because of the dialogue in it. Like the dude got shot in the dick, and then I kind of thought that was so stupid.
Clinton's saying on Facebook, peers can't satisfy people. I mean, it's true. And they're trying to
hurt
appeal.
They have no music, Clinton. There's no singing in Mulan. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's who hurt me. Disney hurt me. They're full of shit, man. They do one good thing and all right, so we'll jump in since we're on Disney right now.
Okay.
This whole recasting of Ariel and how the internet's so butthurt behind this.
Let me tell you something.
She's a goddamn mermaid.
Not even a real thing, right?
No.
Second, Disney has done this before with the live action Cinderella, where Whoopi was the queen, the white dude was her husband, and Brandy was the daughter, was the princess.
Man.
Her son was Asian. They had a multicultural cast.
So I have this conversation,
and people loved it, and it was good.
I had this conversation, and I don't remember it well enough to have argued the point, but there were points made in terms of there wasn't all the magical elements. I don't really remember the movie that well. I was super young.
For the one that they redid Whoopi Goldberg, they had magical elements. You can't do what you did in a cartoon and have all the fairy shit showing. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But it was Cinderella.
Yeah.
And it was a black girl.
And that's kind of my thing with.
And the fairy godmother was Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
So they need to calm down.
I think people just get so tied up into this identity. These are fake characters.
Yeah.
And they're all based off of other types of characters written from old books.
But I will say this though. Everything cannot be colorized. You know what I mean? Because if we would get upset if someone tried to remake some of the movies that we like.
Man, those.
And I'm not trying to ruffle. The memes are hilarious. I'm not trying to ruffle feathers, but Yes, we've always had white in movies, and I get it. I do get that. But to me, if you listen to her sing, I put a clip of her singing in our show. The girl's voice is phenomenal.
Yeah,
I've seen them live perform.
And I think that with them having, like,
and she's
saying,
beautiful,
like, colorizing everything, making it all about, like, she might have just been the best one. But it goes back to this whole thing about with Hollywood, how instead of just trying to relive old glory with old movies, come up with some new stuff and just put women and people of color in these roles to star in those movies.
Yeah.
In something that's not a stereotypical trope. And it's a new movie. Like, just be creative. That's what Hollywood's supposed to do. Y'all supposed to create shit. Create it.
The last thing they created was Tiana. That's the last thing I can say that Disney actually created was brand new. Princess Tiana.
Well, what about Frozen and all that stuff?
Yeah, but the white girls. You know what I'm saying? They're clear.
Right. Oh, you mean giving a new role? And
yeah, they actually added you and then they tried to leave her out of Ralph Rex the Internet when they had all the Disney. Like, people say, "Hey, where's Tiana?" So yeah. You know, but they want to make their money. Streaming service, they're gonna do what they have to do. But I think that people are mad for no reason. This girl can sing. If you want her to sing and be Ariel, her voice is just angelic. And then if you want to go off of talent, if you think of Broadway and plays, they don't base things off of color. They base off of the best actor and actress.
I'm glad you said that, because the first thing I thought of too when I saw this was when they had all that backlash for Hermione being casted as a black woman. And it was like, and J.K. Rowling come out and said, "I never said she was white."
Nothing in the books.
Cares?
None of the books give you. I think only person that has a description would be the Weasleys with the red hair, and then Harry with the scar and the glasses. But everyone else,
they ever describe Hermione as having long curly hair.
No one ever does. Nothing
through.
Else in the and the blonde guy. I mean, everything else was just like. Very, if you look at it, nothing in there is based off of color. So,
and I think that it's just crazy how these, like, so many people are just so stuck on that. Like, who gives a shit? Like, if she performs it well, she performs it well. And the argument isn't like two-sided in the sense that, like, oh, well, what's wrong with? I saw somebody posting something, and I was hoping this guy was being sarcastic, but like saying casting Tom Cruise as a samurai. It's like, well, that's already happened. But like, those are completely different things in the sense that you're taking something that's from a traditional culture, and then instead of casting someone, we're even trying to find somebody who fits that, who can act in that role, because there's plenty of actors for every culture. You just throw a white person in there. And then have them dress up as a person in that culture. And
then still sound like a real old American white dude.
Yeah.
And funny thing, Clinton, and I watched the video. Sade had a music video way before your time.
Sade,
she has a video out where she's a mermaid in the video. And it's so fun. He's like, wasn't Sade a mermaid? Yeah, she was. The movie right now, Sirens on Hulu, the mermaids are all shades and colors, so they need to just calm down.
Guess what, people? It's fantasy.
It's not even real, man.
I've never seen a mermaid.
You never know. You might have. You
should look up the. I'm not gonna put it out there right now, but like where the idea of a mermaid comes from.
It's a horrid history.
With manatees?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Do some
Terrible.
research.
People
are very selective in their outrage. They find anything to be upset about, and if they really looked into things, they would probably pipe down quite a bit.
If you really looked into what a mermaid, where the idea of mermaids come from, you probably wouldn't be holding on to this idea that they have to be white so hard.
Right.
I know if it was reversed, I'd be like, yo, y'all got it. That's y'all stuff. So
what's next on the docket?
I think all we got left, man, are these damn trailers.
Oh, okay. So which trailer are we going with first?
All right. So let's go ahead and start with. We'll just go in order. So we got Guillermo del Toro up with Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And Arlene posted this one. And
yeah, I'm excited because if you're a reader, this is a book of different tales. Mm-hmm. And they were scary as shit. I want to say they're kid stories, honestly.
So, like,
I love it.
And I'm glad you said that because Guillermo del Toro does some really good work with creepy movies. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited to see. He's somebody who's like, I like to think of him as like a high level M. Night Shyamalan in terms of like he can make something really good, but if he goes too far into his like weird bag, it'll come out
Shyamalani
bad.
Yeah.
But he has more. good movies than he does flops.
His flop for a lot of people and his flop for me was the last one that came out last year and a half ago.
Oh, Lady in the Water.
Lady in the Water.
Man, that was fucking strange.
The book was so much better. It was still strange, but they did not translate. And it's because he got an idea. The guy's writing a book. It wasn't finished, and he just took it and ran with it. And the guy was not finished writing the book at all. Imagery, beautiful, but he did too much with that.
He has a very, very distinct way of filming.
Yep.
And I think it's really good in the show. Like, his style is great. I mean,
my favorite so far with me, though, is Pan's Labyrinth. That's my favorite so far. Is Pan's Labyrinth.
Favorite fucking movie.
Yeah. Pan's Labyrinth had me. Yeah. Yeah. That's my favorite so far with him. Yeah. I'm mad about The Strain not getting the due it should have gotten to end, but that's okay. It was a book and made into a TV show. It was on FX.
Okay, I have seen that.
About the vampire being a virus, but they didn't have the money. They didn't finish it, so it ended at season 3, and they just rushed it, and it was so good. Yeah. But did he play the trailer already? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
you did. You didn't? Oh yeah. Yeah, go ahead and hit that trailer for Scary Stories. You tell in the dark. Good stuff.
And what's funny is that when it popped up, it made me kind of think of Goosebumps a little bit.
It's Goosebumpish. Look at this shit.
But better.
Come on now.
That shit's creepy.
My only thing, I was reading people's remarks on YouTube about watching the trailer, and Netflix is the go-to person, or even Hulu. I wish, and this is just me saying it before even seeing the movie, I wish they had made this into a miniseries and made each story into an actual episode.
Some kids went missing, so they boarded it up.
After watching the movie, I totally agree with that.
Okay,
I think
we go now?
that there needs to be a resurgence of people putting out miniseries, because it gives you enough time to flesh out something you see in a movie without having it to be having that obligation of, okay, well, we need 13 seasons of bullshit. Now what we're gonna do?
Because from what I'm getting from the trailer is she has the book with all the stories, and it's going to just be like a combination of each person is a story, and something's happening to them, which is cool.
So they get like 10 minutes of screen time.
But you need to give this a good 2.5 hours in the movie theater.
Yeah. To this day, one of my favorite things to watch is, did you ever see the miniseries The Tin Man?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Great miniseries.
And I'm glad they made it into a miniseries, not some full-on movie.
Yeah. I also think it's pretty cool, though, with this movie that it's not like hashing out old scary stories that we know as kids, like the boogeyman and stuff like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see some of these, a different take on these like horror genres.
And if you want to go back and read these stories just to see how scary they are.
Sarah Bellows' book, where the stories write themselves and it all comes alive.
It's very Goosebumpish, but on a darker level. And what's really fucked up is, living by yourself and hearing noises in your house and shit.
Oh yeah, and your house is creaking and stuff.
And my house was creaking real bad last night. I'm like, what is going on? After I watched this trailer.
Something real distinct with Guillermo del Toro is like how his characters move, and that one made me think of the what's the guy in Pan's Labyrinth?
That's him.
Eyes?
He was in that. He was in Legion.
That's the same guy?
It's the same guy. He was in Pan Labyrinth. He was in Legion. He also played in Hellboy.
Yeah.
Both of them, and they let him use his voice in the second one. So he's a contortionist. So that's him.
It's just something about seeing a creepy creature move in that way.
Yes.
It's nuts. But I think that's going to be a good movie. I'm really excited to see.
I'm really excited about that.
We got another one too. This one's another one from early in this.
Yes.
A really good take on. Now it's funny because we see a lot of sketch shows. So this one's called
Black.
Oh, come on, you got another trailer.
Leave me alone. Black Lady Sketch Comedy.
Yeah, and so this is pretty cool because you don't really seeing a lot of women in comedy, like that started to become a new thing where there's more women taking on the comedy genre.
Yeah.
But did you see a whole sketch show about this. I think this is gonna be really cool.
What I like about it is Robin Thede. She was one of the first black female writers for Seth Meyers' show, The Late Show, and also another show called The Nightly Show.
Yeah.
And Issa Rae's on this one, and Daniel Lawson and R.J. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He's an actor. They're all producers and writers on this. But how many all black female sketch shows have you seen? Absolutely none.
Yeah.
And I think we're missing the sketch show with Keenan Peele not doing it anymore. You don't have Chappelle doing it anymore.
Keenan Peele was kind of like hit or miss too. Yeah, I think like they're about to exploit a very good niche. If they do it right, and with it being on HBO, which is cool because HBO historically does really well with comedy.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty hopeful that this trailer makes it look like it's going to be pretty good.
It's going
to
to
be
like
over the top crazy. Like, I hate when they like have like shows where it's like they try to just exploit stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't look like it's doing that. It looks like it literally is going to be a sketch show and black women.
And they have some great. I mean, the actors that are making guest appearance are awesome.
Tina Torres. And she's got a show coming out too. I'm super happy for her. She's having a spinoff of Suits.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When is that? Do you know when it's coming out?
So the new season of Suits drops next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So I think and that's the final season. So I'm guessing probably early next year or by next fall.
I'm excited though. They have some good stuff coming. Movie wise, I'm waiting for Star Wars. I'm waiting for Lion King.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Hobbs and Shaw. That's gonna be a nice finishing to the summer type of feel, going into August, September type of thing. But you have to jump on your streaming services right now. You need to watch some Netflix. Some HBO has this coming out right now, so
yeah,
it's gonna be good.
Speaking of Star Wars, they had the release for the new Stormtroopers today. Came out. It was weird that they're red.
Oh,
Anything about that?
Creative leeway, maybe.
Well, I mean, I guess because they're not necessarily with the same First Order now, with Kylo Ren being in charge. I guess he just decided to. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I'm not even gonna try and bullshit like that one. I'm trying to see when this show's coming out with Tina Torres for Jessica Pearson, but I think it actually might be spring. I don't know because I
hope this year finishes out pretty strong though. When it comes to movies, what I really want to go see, I've been hearing some crazy reviews about Midsommar.
What did you just say?
It's a movie called Midsommar.
Oh,
yeah, like
SOMMER. Yeah.
I really want. I've heard some crazy. The guy from This Is Us. I remember his name. The black actor. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm bad with names today. He was like, "That's some crazy shit, y'all." But I really want to go see it. It reminds me of The Wicker Man. I get the Wicker Man feel from this.
With Nicolas Cage?
The original, though.
Oh, okay.
Nicolas Cage one was a piece of shit stuff they did.
Yeah, he's in a lot of random movies that are just
He's been doing some. He's on Netflix with a bunch of random shit on there, too. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Or if you got Soapbox app, you can find some crazy shit on there.
Well, we got one more trailer for you guys, and this is a movie that I really enjoyed. The Maleficent trailer.
Oh, I'm so excited about this.
I thought I lost you forever. There is no curse that could ever tell me.
I actually haven't watched this trailer yet, so I'm excited about that. I just saw it posted, and I was like, hell yeah.
Mistress, I have a little bit of news.
Don't ruin my morning.
Philip asked me to marry him.
No,
I wasn't really asking.
nor was I. Love doesn't always end well, Beastie.
Trust me. Let us prove you wrong.
You have done an admirable job going against your own nature to raise this child. But now, she will finally get the love of a real mother.
Oh, why was she?
Tonight, I consider Aurora my own.
Oh shit!
There's no union. There will be no wedding.
What have you done?
We go home now. Aurora!
Oh, she's evil. Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer's evil.
One can never be too careful.
Interesting.
Oh, go ahead, Angelina, in the leather.
Whoa,
shit.
Whoa.
Go ahead, Angelina.
Oh, this is a kids movie.
You know there's no kids movies anymore.
No me.
Yeah. How old is Angelina Jolie?
She's about 41, 42. No, about 42, 43.
Tell me what happened.
There was another creature.
You've spent years caring for a human. Now it's time to care for your own.
Oh shit!
Oh, what?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
That's
Oh my god!
okay. So
I'm excited. You're speechless. That's a first.
I haven't watched the trailer, and Disney's really throwing some shit around now. That's
I'm
crazy.
excited.
They're about to have an interracial fairy couple on a Disney movie.
Oh, they about to be. People gonna be real pissed off. How can you have a black fairy? People, is not real.
Jesus Christ, but that look good though.
That means though, when she's by herself in this whole time growing up, they never came to help her.
Maybe, or maybe she, I don't know.
Remember, I think didn't her parents go back to the first one? Didn't her parents like die or something like that, and she was raising herself or something like that?
They did.
Or those years you've been raising to care your own.
Yeah.
That was some good shit.
Hell yeah.
That was good.
Those
That's
are
a
good
nice. That was a
trailers.
nice way to end it. I like that.
Yeah, I'm excited now.
I'm excited about it.
But yeah, so what you got up this weekend? What do you? I know you're going out of town.
I'm
You
going out
gonna
of
catch any shows,
town.
any movies?
No.
Have you got your Lion King tickets yet?
Yes, taking my nephew. My
didn't.
sister taking our nephew. He didn't want to see it at first. Now I said, "You're 8. You don't know any better." Now he wants to go.
Shut up! You're gonna watch.
You're gonna watch this shit. And I'm definitely gonna watch Stranger Things. I'm gonna go ahead and probably knock it out this weekend so I can blow my mind and finish up on Handmaid's Tale so far. And that's about it.
Yeah, nice. I'm
That's
gonna
it.
catch up. We'll finish off Stranger Things. I'm in the middle. We were watching Suits for next week, and I gotta finish the last season. Then I think it's pretty much everything until. Oh no, I gotta see that Spider-Man movie too.
I haven't seen that yet.
I heard it's good, but they did not beat the first 3 Spider-Man movies. They didn't beat them for money, which is weird. I heard Jake Gyllenhaal did a really good job.
He's a good actor, man. People don't give him enough credit. He's a good actor. I like him.
I think it's because he doesn't throw himself in every single role.
Yep.
That's thrown to him, so
Yep.
people just kind of forget about him. But yeah, he's
I like
great.
him.
He's
And his
great.
sister are really good.
Yeah.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, so that'll do it for us today.
That's all we got.
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys again next week, 6:30. I almost said 7:30. So
6:30.
yep.
Bye, y'all.
Take it easy, guys.